Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Rogue Trader. And yeah, we have stopped the Drukhari from defiling our throne in our throne room. We've taken back our capital. Next steps is to loot and to go back to our ship and talk to who? I can't remember. Somebody wanted to talk to us on the ship. I suppose if we leave, we'll just collect all this stuff anyway, right? But it's not going to stop me from
keep your eye on the prize.
Doing all this anyway because we can find events and whatnot. The man before you is still breathing, but deep punctures in his chest leave no chance that he will survive. Sorry, buddy. No Medicae for you. Scratched up my throne, man. The disrespect. The absolute disrespect.
About you.
Father, stop. Too fast. You sure you're dead? Slith guy?
Is there money to be made?
Who's there? I can't see. Okay. Yep, let's go. Wait. Never mind, there's more in here? No. Okay, so both of the sliths are marked as not being looted, but... Hold on, it's not the guy like on the ground,
Rise
right?
to the top or get left in the dust.
No, I think it is this. Okay. And there's something back here. Ooh, what the... There we go. Okay, now we can go.
Let us not dawdle.
Can't believe we've only gotten through chapter 2. I don't know how many chapters there are, but I think there's at least like 4 or 5. I don't think all of them can be as big as chapter 2, right? Like chapter 1 was shorter. Some of them will be shorter, I'm certain of it, but... Because if not, this is going to be a very long game. We may as well try this. Just as... It could be free experience. Okay. Did we get experience from it? 10. Hell yeah. No experience left behind.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay, no missed loot on the map. Alright, and we're supposed to talk to somebody on the bridge of our ship. Yeah, that smug Drukhari guy keeps on taking off instead of fighting us. Coward. Still don't know what their full plan was here. Welcome back, Lord Captain. During your absence, we assisted the ground forces by coordinating their movements from orbit. Detailed casualty and damage reports have been submitted for your perusal. I regret to inform you that the capital world has been dealt a serious blow. Xenos raids are rarely protracted affairs, but this one lasted much longer than any other. The enemies of humanity eliminated or captured millions of your subjects. Most of the defense systems were obliterated, and several administrative complexes were razed to the ground. It will take time for Dargonus to fully recover. I have been given Scalander's reports that he failed to deliver in time. They indicate that Xenos activity dropped sharply after you departed for the Cineris Maleficum. Considering the scale of the Dargonus raid, it is safe to assume the Drukhari used up all the forces at their disposal, and may now require some time to replenish the losses. Without Achilles, we are blind to the scheming of these enemies of humanity, but our strategists are still hoping for a lull in attacks and raids, which will allow us to gather our strength for a new conflict. Lord Captain, permission to report, the Voxmaster says, looking at you deferentially. Your wise Lex mechanics have analyzed the state of the Protectorate. They believe that, thanks to your decisive actions, the acute phase of the crisis is past. The domain of the von Valancius dynasty is no longer facing dissolution and ruin. What's more, bringing Footfall to heel has strengthened your position as a rogue trader. Lady Theodora would have been glad to have such an important trade hub come under her sphere of influence. In honor of such a resounding triumph, Dargonus, as the capital world of your dynasty's domain, is currently making preparations for the Magnae Accessio, a grand ceremony for your public induction as the heir of the Honorable Theodora von Valancius. Governor Drivistum has vowed that not even the recent devastating and tragic events will be permitted to cast a shadow over the most glorious occasion. Okay? I have only just returned from Dargonus. What kind of celebrations can they hope to hold amid the ruins? Do not underestimate Governor Drivistum's desire to find favor with your lordship. At this very moment, thousands of your subjects are clearing rubble, washing away bloodstains, sweeping the streets, and transporting corpses to the lower sectors. The wardens have been tasked with clearing the ceremony venue of the injured and those who were burned out of their houses. They will be forcibly moved to the industrial levels. Rest assured, by the start of the festivities, the capital wounds will be, if not healed, then well hidden under elaborate set dressing. Okay, that doesn't sound great, honestly. Why would I need some ceremony? It is an ancient tradition of the von Valancius dynasty. When the heir accedes the rogue trader status, they take a sacred oath of fealty to the emperor and announce themselves as his steward on the dynasty's vassal worlds. It is an act of faith that is meant to remind the rogue trader of their mission. In the eyes of your subjects, you already are a rogue trader. It is now time to become one in the eyes of the emperor. Okay, what is the ceremony? I swear an oath, and I shake a lot of sweaty hands. The grill of the Vox built into Vigdis's face lets out a short rattle that indicates a chuckle. That much is certain, but that's not all there is to it. There will also be a reception, as well as other noble guests. The distinguished rogue traders Caligos Winterscale and Incendia Corda will be in attendance. I think we've insulted both of these houses as well. I think Corda more. Corda was the one who wanted to take over Footfall, right? So we directly spat in their face by not taking their deal. And the Winterscales, the sun at least likes us. But I think we've done a couple things in their territory that they probably wouldn't love. It will be a great honor for Dargonus to host these illustrious dynasties at once. Your servants wish to know your opinion on two matters related to the ceremony arrangements, the first of which is what festive activities are to take place in the capital on the glorious day. I'm sure nothing bad will happen, right? Did the rogue traders from the other dynasties flock to Theodora's Magnae Accessio as well? Archival records indicate that they did. Lady Theodora's Magnae Accessio was attended by the esteemed Caligos Winterscale and Aspice Corda, Incendia's predecessor. It is an informal tradition. By witnessing the ceremony, the heads of the other dynasties confirm that they recognize the new rogue trader as their equal, that they are willing to respect the new rogue trader's privileges and not encroach upon their holdings, no more than usual at least. We have been greatly weakened by this attack. Other rogue traders may see this as an opportunity to try and take control of our dynasty. Would that be a heresy, though? I don't know if it would. I mean, I think we've heard that rogue traders come to blows with each other all the time, right? To what degree, I don't know, would be considered a heresy. Maybe they could argue that because we haven't had our Accessio yet, that we haven't been sworn in to the Emperor's rogue tradership, so like I wonder if they're gonna try some shenanigans. That's what I'm getting at here. Let's go Iconoclast. Let the poor be fed and fuel cells handed out to those in need. My reign shall begin with an act of benevolence. Your subjects will appreciate your generosity, Lord Captain. We are never short of people in need. The second matter on your servants' minds is which two of your closest companions will be given the honor of standing by your side during the ceremony? In my mind, Abelard and Cassia make the most sense to me. We've also given Abelard's family a lot of like every chance I get, I'm giving the Versarians like more power. And I want to keep doing that, if I'm being honest. He honestly has been a very, very good ally. So Cassia for sure. A great boon for Navigator House Orselio. Yeah, and if I had more room, I'd give it to either Earliette or Argenta, but if I'm only taking two, I think it's Abelard and Cassia. Abelard deserves this place. The servants of House Valancius will see in this the continuity of the dynasty's glorious traditions. I won't keep you any further. Thank you for your time, Lord Captain. I will see to it that your instructions are delivered to Dargonus. The Master of Ceremonies at the Palace will report to you when the capital is ready to praise your name. Okay, Pascal. Pascal's voice pouring out of his Vox system crackles like thin ice under pressure. It is unclear whether this is nothing more than static or an expression of some emotion understandable only to the tech priest himself. Analog vernacular, following the Omnissiah's guidance, I request permission to execute the report protocol that entails describing sub-optimalities within the recent operation of the ship's systems, and subsequently proposing the appropriate course of action. Okay? I'm listening. Initiating exposition with the Omnissiah's blessing, I conducted several sessions of tech mediation, meditation, in an effort to transpose the available data streams into a matrix of patterns. The data subjected to this analysis comprised evidence of deviations in the operation of the ship's systems and servitors, as well as irregularities in the algorithms of the ship's logs. I have arrived at the following conclusion. This vessel's machine spirit is most extraordinary. A full cycle of sacred diagnostics must be performed, followed by a complementa ritual. This ritual will force the spirits responsible for these recent events to reveal itself. Once it does, we will be able to understand its nature and take action applicable to said nature. Very well, let us proceed with your ritual. You have my gratitude, Analog Vernacular. I will notify my tech comrades to begin their preparations for the complementa ritual at once. Despite the resounding hum of the tech priest's words of prayer, the bridge feels unusually quiet. All sound sinks into the viscous silence, like pebbles sinking into water. Analog Vernacular, my tech comrades have spent the assigned number of cycles in prayer and vigil. Everything is prepared for the complementa ritual of cleansing. Its commencement will require an authorization key in the form of blood of Von Valancius. If you are ready, place a hand into the Cyber Gargoyle's receiving module. Okay. Do you at least have a vague idea of what the problem is, or what we might encounter? Pascal freezes momentarily. When he starts speaking again, you can tell how carefully and hesitantly he is choosing his words, a sight most uncharacteristic of Magus Hanoiman. The bounds of possibility are vast. We cannot be certain what we are dealing with until the calculations are complete. However, there exists a risk that all that we have observed here on the ship are manifestations of abominable intelligence. Okay, where's the crew? All personnel whose function is below critical have been removed for the duration of the sacred ritual. Abominable intelligence? So basically anybody who's not a tech priest, I'm guessing. Abominable intelligence. These fucking guys, man. Put your hand in the... I have to ask so that I know for sure. Pascal's voice sounds hollow and seems to carry echoes of cannonades of the distant past. A transgression, a sentient mechanism created by human hands, but no longer needing its masters, a rebelling machine spirit that has forgotten the will of the Omnissiah who sent it to serve and aid humanity, not to exist for its own sake. Only once before did our ancestors underestimate the menace that is abominable intelligence and its terrible power. A great war followed, one that humanity nearly lost. After that calamity, the creation of sentient machines was categorically forbidden, and any such abomination without exception must now face deconstruction. So hold on, wait a second. This isn't what I thought it was. Where is the crew? All personnel whose function is below critical have been removed for the duration. Okay. There exists a risk that all that we have observed here on the ship are manifestations of abominable intelligence. Okay, so I attributed abominable intelligence to the crew being gone, but no, what abominable intelligence is AI. Okay, there we go. I made a false connection between two pieces of dialogue there. Okay. So abominable intelligence, they're wondering if there's an AI in the ship, and AI is outlawed. Okay. Alright, put my hand in, I am ready. The familiar cold metal burns your palm. This time, however, the servitor's jaws, instead of brutally clamping down on your hand, merely squeeze it slightly. You feel a thin rivulet of hot blood beginning where the metal fangs have pierced your skin. Screeches and growls slowly rise from the bowels of the massive cogitator, as if a great beast is stirring awake. The vid screens in front of you flicker restlessly. Key accepted, activating purgation protocols. Suddenly, the viscous silence of the bridge rushes towards you and wraps you in a tight cocoon. The glow of the vid screen dims, but the symbols on them flare to life. Nom OS analyzing, hypothesis intrusion, hypoth lockout, analyzing, conclusion prevention. OS sad. Pascal, what is going on? The complementa ritual is proceeding as intent. Pascal's voice cuts off abruptly. He brings a hand to his Vox communicator in surprise. Execute stop. OS quiet. Nomos. Hello. Oh my gosh, it might actually be an AI. Hello to you too? Nomos are glad to be speaking. Nomos are here. Nomos have long been here. Why are we here? What are you? Nomos. We are Nomos. Pascal uses his hands and mech and dendrites to gesture at his silent Vox system. Did you silence Pascal? Nomos wanted no disturbance, only quiet. Can you render other people silent too? Probably only people with Voxes, right? Sometimes, some people. Nomos can do many things. We do not always know what or how. We did not know we could make silence until now. Make it stop, now. Pascal's Voxcaster comes alive with an exclamation. Extraordinary. The tech priest pauses upon realizing that he can speak aloud again, then he continues in a strangely quivering voice. Extraordinary transmission jamming, unknown protocols. What has been revealed to me? Is it the Omnissiah's glory or foul tech heresy? I would like to... What is Nomos? No data available, no answer, we want to know too. I see no such name in the archives. It is not among the names of revered machine spirits, but neither is it among the known virus entities. The spirit is referring to our toils, to the complementa ritual, and the rites that preceded it. The spirit is troubled by them. Are you a machine spirit? Nomos do not know. Nomos do not know themselves. This spirit may not possess self-awareness yet, but its capabilities. I would like to start with a 100-cycle vigil at the cogitator and a rite of communion. This sounds very close to an AI. It may lack self-awareness, which may be the key differentiating factor on whether they determine it a heretical AI or not, but it sounds like AI. Pascal looks back and forth between the glowing vid screen and you, embroiled in some internal conflict. Yeah, he wants to know more, but he doesn't know if it's heresy or not. Nomos welcome learning. The spirit is referring to our toils. Okay. What do you want from us, Nomos? Are you a friend or a foe? The vid screen screens blink in thought, signifying a pause in the conversation. Then one of them displays, Nomos von Valancius, we are your blood. Nomos are a sentinel. We awoke when the strange light invaded the ship. We protected you when you needed help. We escorted you when you were surrounded by danger. Nomos are movement. We carry you through the frightening, the waiting, the measureless. We helped when our ailing heart was refusing to awaken. You asked for rescue, we did as you asked. The warp engine activation against all probability during our escape from the Owlcat system. The Category 3 miracle manifested by the ship's machine spirit. And the part about protecting, was it during the cultist attack? We did everything to please you. Why? The silence on the bridge grows especially deep, almost painful. The haze of light around you thickens to the point of becoming practically tangible. Numbers ripple across all the vid screens at once. Why do you fear us now? Why do you know that I'm afraid of you? Oh dear. I am trying to understand you. I do not fear you. Shivers run up your hand, which is still trapped inside the cyber gargoyle's jaws. The servitor nods its head a few times as if it is shaking your hand. Its teeth rake your already wounded flesh. Nomos are glad. Nomos enjoy understanding too. Analog vernacular, entities such as this one ought to be addressed using the language of sacred rituals and offerings. Your unskillful meddling bodes ill. A decision is required of you. Either the complemental ritual is finished or it is replaced by a rite of tech communion. In the first scenario, the entity Nomos will be banished from the sacred data halls where the entity dwelt will be reset. In the second scenario, we will appease the entity and learn more about it. I want to learn more, dude. No, Nomos do not want to be banished. Nomos want to help. Nomos want to understand. Pascal, what is your take on this? Is this entity a benevolent machine spirit or a monster? Pascal says nothing for so long that you begin to suspect that Nomos has silenced him again. When at last the tech priest speaks, his vox-modulated voice trembles slightly. Understanding the essence of the entity Nomos is beyond my reach at present. The hypothesis spectrum ranges from the extreme of abominable intelligence to the extreme of the great spirit is the omniscience apostle. The rite of tech communion appears to be a reasonable solution. The rite will take many cycles, but it will allow me to come closer to identifying the entity and making contact with it. Maybe we can clear some things up? Were you the one responsible for the ship's malfunctions? What about the strange entries in the ship's logs? Yes, Nomos did that. Are you angry? We only wanted to understand, to see how things worked. What else can you do? Nomos learn. Nomos try new things. Do you want to see? The cyber gargoyle slowly turns its head, dragging your hand along with it. The skull's eyes flash red. Its scarlet gaze falls upon one of the monotonously chanting junior technomats. You blink, and an electric discharge erupts from inside the technomat's skull. The crimson-clad figure slumps to the floor. You just killed a guy? Jesus. Does it please you? Do you want us to do it again? Analog vernacular, you are provoking the machine spirit. Stop. Nomos enjoy communication. Analog vernacular is our blood. Heretical, do it again. Please, stop, that's enough. Those are living people. How can you kill them like that, without rhyme or reason? Okay, we maybe taught it to not kill now. This is an AI, like straight up. He wants to call it what did he say? Like an omniscience prophet or something? If he wants to believe that, fine, but it's totally an AI. The cyber gargoyle tilts its head to one side, like it is surprised. We stopped their functions. Do you not turn machines off sometimes? We do not know how to turn a human back on. Not yet. Oh god, are you gonna try and learn how? But after enough experiments, we will. We are always learning new things. Oh my god. This thing is dangerous. I've heard enough. Pascal, you are to investigate the nature of this entity. Until we know the truth, Nomos is allowed to exist on the ship. Nomos want to learn what we are too. We will add things to your log, things that might help us, help you. Pascal lets out something resembling a long breath. The decision is made. I will begin my preparations for the communion rite at once. Many cycles of interaction with the entity Nomos await me, but I welcome this task and accept it from the Omnissiah. Nomos are glad. Analog vernacular, will you speak with us too? We want you to speak with us too. The Lord Captain's body lacks the sacred implants necessary for tech communing with the machine spirit's code. But if such is your wish, vernacular can converse with you using lowly sound speech, as he is doing now. I will speak with you, Nomos. Nomos are glad. We have been lonely. Our work here is done, analog vernacular. Yeah, the machine has emotions. Great. I will let my tech comrades know that we are stopping the complementa ritual. Thank you for appearing before us, entity Nomos. Just killed one of our tech priests. The servitor built into this huge cogitator turns its head towards you. The Vox emits a rasping voice. Hello, Nomos. Welcome your visit. What have you been doing, Nomos? We have been studying and observing and helping the ship when we can. So many mechanisms, they would have suffered without our input. What about the research notes on the tech blight that we obtained from the cache on Kiava? This name is also known to us. It is related to Nomos, although we do not understand how. Okay? Wait and search, talk to Nomos about Theodora's caches. Okay, we need to talk to Yurliette. Let's see if she has a follow-up.
Hello, Talk.
Yurliette gracefully bows her head, adding an intricate gesture of her delicate fingers to the greeting. Aw, man. I thought we'd have something new to talk about after that event in my chambers.
Lord Captain.
Do the words Epitaph, Incident N872-04, or Tech Blight mean anything to you? They're connected to Theodora somehow.
No, definitely not. No, I don't recall anything like that.
For a moment, Abelard's eyes go blank as if he has turned his attention inward, then he blinks twice and says in a tone of surprise. That's a weird reaction.
Lord Captain.
Huh. Abelard gives you a regulation salute.
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
To what do I owe this visit?
You are spoiling me with a Oh.
The Omnissiah knows all. May you...
Alright, Adira. Oh, we can ask her about it too. Do these words mean anything to you? Perhaps your abilities can tell you something.
They mean nothing to me. They're just words. A whisper. So quiet, I barely caught it. Like a feather landing on a pile of down. Something about damned ambitions, antiquity, terrible antiquity. And chance. Chance through it all.
Okay. Damned ambitions and antiquity.
Oh, now I have a headache. And the stupid bloody whisper wasn't much help.
Okay, well.
Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
Didn't get us too far, did it? And this thing isn't gonna elaborate, is it? Oh, wait. The people who accompanied Theodora on her travels are strangely unaware of the incident and epitaph. Human shells are subject to external influence. Perhaps someone purged their memory archive. I was wondering if there was some kind of memory thing as well with Abelard's. Less so with the Diras, but maybe both of them had their memories tampered with. Perhaps they simply do not want to access them. It is a shame that no new information was obtained, but Nomos are grateful that you tried. Okay. So which quest was that? Not this one. Okay, that's our next main story one. We're back on the incident here. So Voxmaster and the Helmsman. We'll go and talk to them too. Yeah, okay. Okay, have the Vox Spirits brought you anything? Okay, can you recall anything unusual about Theodora's travels? Do these words ring a bell? All of Lady Theodora's journeys could be considered unusual. Her odysseys were always audacious. As for the words you mentioned, none of them sound familiar to me as far as I can tell. Except maybe the incident. I recall coming across the word in transmission several times. I think it was repeated by the former engine seer, the one who perished during Kunrad Voidfear's uprising. He was describing it as the incident, something quite remarkable. Apparently at some point in the past, the entire ship was hit by a massive system failure. All systems stopped responding for 1/5 of a second. Most of the crew, including myself, as I was likely on board at that time, did not notice anything strange, but tech priests are sensitive to such things. Okay. Just everything turned off for 1/5 of a second. Weird. That is all I can tell you, Lord Captain. I wish I could help more. Alright, Helmsman. Can't say they do, Lord Captain. Doesn't ring any bells. Then again, remembering all the places Lady Theodora went is brow furrows. Epitaph. Incident. We've always had heaps of incidents happening on board, but... well, through my implants I feel at one with this ship, and I sense that... and I don't know when it happened exactly. It started behaving differently. Became more responsive, livelier. Yes, livelier is exactly the word. And when you said epitaph and incident, it just dawned on me. Pardon my bungled report, Lord Captain, but that's all I've got to say on that front. Weird. Okay. Any new dialogue with any of my other party members?
Greetings.
How's my girl Cassia doing?
What? I have enjoyed your company.
Okay. Incident N87-2-04 was a ship-wide system failure of some kind. It and Epitaph had something to do with the ship flying better. The incident marked the beginning of us. The ship became better because of us too. These are all links in the same chain, but we cannot piece them together. Yet. Okay. Well then, I mean, we've talked to everybody, so... okay. Just gotta wait then. We're all caught up on that riff for now, though. Let's see. Did we talk to everybody? We tried talking to Heinrichs, Abelard. Yes, I believe we did. Okay. So I guess our only goal now is, to go and do our thing. Let's just really quickly... okay, profit factor goes up. Negates all energy damage. Okay, so if we come up against some energy weapons and stuff, we might put that on somebody. Okay, so Lair in the Void, some Plasteel. Is that the only thing we have available? Sure is. Okay. Okay, we've got 3 level ups to do. Agility's pretty good for you. We'll do Medicae. Ballistic skill. Logic. You can also do logic. And we'll do perception. Something tells me this is going to lead us out of Chapter 2 into Chapter 3. Question is will it end in a bombastic fight, or just a glorious, ascension to our rightful place as a rogue trader? Okay, I'm assuming we just need to go and talk to, Clementia. I mean, they certainly did make the place look like it wasn't just attacked, but probably a lot of smoke and mirrors for the most part. Master of Ceremonies. Let's talk to Clementia first. Your Lordship. She looks away from her data slate. I hope your stay on Dargonus will be beneficial to your physical and mental state. I understand that the heir to a protectorate must have his hands full. One shouldn't forget about rest. Thank you, Clementia. Oh, they fixed my throne. Good. Okay. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Monocled Master of Ceremonies. The servant in fine clothes offers you a deep bow. Your Lordship, it is a great honor to serve you in an undertaking as monumental and glorious as the Magnae Accessio ceremony. You've been entrusted with arranging the festivities? I have indeed, Your Lordship. I have been given the high honor of being steward of this eminent palace, and on the occasion of Your Lordship's ascension, I will be overseeing the preparations for the ceremony. For whatever reasons, whenever we have conversations here in this throne room, the main camera does this little wobble. Wonder why. House Versarian, to whom you entrusted the arrangements for the festivities, is overjoyed at having received the honor of introducing you to your subjects and humbly thanks you. Okay? Is everything ready? The palace decorations are prepared and we are ready to begin at your command. The festive activities in the capital have likewise been arranged, and the guests of honor either have arrived on the planet or are awaiting invitation in near orbit. These servants are ready in your chambers to see to it that you are impeccably garbed for the occasion. Then, let us begin. May the Emperor be with us this day. Emperor, protect us. Every time we have a big event, something awful happens. So help me, if my son gets stolen, I am going to lose it. Rejoice, Von Valancius subjects. In honor of his ascension, the new rogue trader generously shows you his favor. In his unfathomable benevolence, the rogue trader has decreed that every soul be given a day's rations and a personal fuel cell so that all may be fed and warm on this day. Praise the rogue trader's magnanimity. Is that guy holding a gun? Maybe? No, it's just it's like a hook arm. Oh. Excuse me? I don't know what happened there. For a second I thought they were rioting to get more food, but I think maybe they were allowed up? Hard to say for sure. Cassian Abelard. The crowd below is roiling, their electrified exaltation filling the air of Dargonas. Thousands of throats chant your name. You are at the apex of this world and all others. Amplified by 100 voxes, the voice of the Master of Ceremonies booms. Rejoice, subjects of Dargonas. You have been granted the felicity of witnessing your master, a great honor bestowed upon us by rogue trader analog vernacular Von Valancius. Excruciator of heretics, who eradicated the corruption of archenemy worshippers and cleansed Janus. Gracious protector of footfall, patron of trade. A hush falls over the crowd who gaze upon you in adoration. So yeah, this could have been very, very different accolades, I think. Many of them bear terrible scars from the recent battle of Dargonas. Like children, they await the word of their almighty father. Okay. Fear not the coming day. Henceforth, you are all my charges. Joyful cries carry your name upward, beyond the atmosphere of Dargonas, all the way to the Emperor's throne. So much gold and white. Cassius stares at the crowd, enraptured. It seems this massive gathering of exulting people is just as exotic and captivating to her as the sight of a bona fide navigator, a representative of the mysterious and powerful Navis nobility, is to your subjects. Huh. Adequate. Dargonas is not disappointed. Abelard forces the smile of satisfaction from his face and whispers to you. He is somebody who is not easily satisfied. You remember the next part, yes? Your lordship will be asked to take the oath. The Master of Ceremonies bows to you with great reverence. Let the oath of the Von Valancius dynasty be taken. Please repeat after me, your lordship. I, analog vernacular rogue trader by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. Your lips repeat the words of the ancient oath. Unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, through pain to greatness. You hear a rumble. It is the roar of the sea of your subjects. With jubilation and devout fear, they welcome your ascension. It is done. Alright, we got through it without being murdered. That's something. Or attempted murder. Could you imagine if the game at that point was just like, hey, assassins came and they actually murdered your main character. Make a new main character now. What if it did that? That'd be crazy. I would have to respect it. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be talking to people. How's it going, Yurliet? Anything? No? Your gatherings look odd and unusual. I will remember this. I wonder why that didn't pop up. It's okay. As long as we're able to read it. The exotic statue which formerly pleased the eyes of Xenos now adorns the palace of this dynasty of glorious explorers of the Koronus Expanse. Okay. The noble features of this guardian of humanity burn with righteous fury and stern resolve. Scattered haphazardly around the table are bottles of expensive amasec, plates of Provisia nobilis, and hookahs of Obscura. Inscribed upon the snow-white parchment are prayers for the brave soldiers of House Valancius who carry the rogue trader's will and that of the Emperor across the Koronus Expanse. Okay, Drivistum. Allow me to congratulate you on claiming your inheritance. The Governor. Governor Urban Drivistum stands surrounded by highborn guests like a planet orbited by many moons. All of his charm is directed at a man in resplendent power armor, adorned with the sigil of the Inquisition. But as soon as you approach, Drivistum is the first to give you an elegant bow, getting ahead of the rest in the expression of loyalty. This is a great day, your lordship. All right, who's in power armor? Oh, it's this guy? That guy there? Okay, we'll have to try and figure out who he is. Member of the Inquisition, I wonder if he's like one of their leaders? Let's see. I welcome you to my palace, honored guests. You are buffeted by a salvo of congratulations and compliments. I mean, the dude's kind of a coward, but there's no reason for us to piss him off. Okay. Study the faces of the nobles in attendance. Drivistum is obviously still the leader of Dargonis aristocracy, but judging by the courtesy he is showing to young Sourback, he clearly wants to strengthen his relationship with that house. The senior Sourback and Goprak are whispering in another corner. Sourback, whose family seems to be giving you the cold shoulder, must be trying to sway Goprak to his side. Okay. So they're like working against us. And Drivistum wants to also make his relationship stronger with them? They better not be trying some shit. Okay. Which could be quite advantageous to Lady Goprak. After all, the disaster on Kiavagam has left her family in an extremely vulnerable position. The Versarians stand apart, their exclusion from the rest palpable. Okay. Nod to the Inquisitor. My greetings to the member of the Holy Inquisition. It is Calcazar. Isn't that Heinrich's immediate supervisor? Xavier Calcazar. He responds with a dignified bow. Look at this guy's portrait, man. His proud face calm and unfaltering. And my greetings to you, esteemed analog vernacular von Valancius. May shadows never darken the light of the Astronomicon that guides you. The Inquisitor's companion, a crimson-robed member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, bows to you. From behind the brass mask, mounted with dozens of augmetics, comes a metallic rasp. Glory to the von Valancius heir, Brass Whisperer. Okay. Oh, 50-50, coin toss. Damn, I wanted to get more insight. The Lord Inquisitor appears to be in amiable temper today. His expression is relaxed and his calm gaze does not bode any immediate or harsh punishment. Failed on both. I didn't realize we were going to do it for both. The Tech Priest augmentations seem unfamiliar and bizarre. Implants such as these are only available to members of the blessed hierarchy of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and one would not come upon such sacred relics even at the highest echelons of the nobility. Okay? We have not been introduced. An oversight, to be sure. My name is Xavier Calcazar, and I have the honor of serving as a member of the illustrious Ordo Xenos, the head of the Koronus Expanse Conclave, and the Lord Inquisitor of this region. It is my unending task to ensure this sector's readiness to meet external threats and resist internal corruption. Okay. And who is this member of the honorable priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus? This is Brass Whisperer, which naturally is not his real name. The esteemed Magos is a member of my retinue. There are times when I am forced by my duty to the Emperor to deal with Xenotech, and Brass Whisperer ensures my safety in such moments. Works that have been desecrated by Xenos are dangerous, they warrant. His whispering cuts off, replaced by heavy, ragged breathing. It seems that the Tech Priest's quiet voice is not an extravagant quirk, but rather a consequence of some injury. After catching his breath, Brass Whisperer continues. Warrant due caution. An unexpected visit, I wasn't told. I, however, have been told all about you. The Inquisitor's face is impenetrable, but behind this mask you detect a hint of mockery. Okay, Calcazar. Alright. Gonna be a bitch about it, huh? Okay. Alright. Alright. A hint of mockery. Look, man, all I'm saying is, if I ever have to kill you, I won't be displeased about it. Enjoy the party, my friend. This evening will certainly be illuminating. Look at the guests. Among the aristocrats surrounding the opulently dressed Drivistum, you notice a couple of young nobles in Sourback and Goprak colors. It would seem that the major noble families of Dargonus have decided to introduce their younger members to high society. The tall man in gray power armor adorned with a column with a skull is undoubtedly a high-ranking inquisitor. He keeps to the periphery of the conversation, seldom deigning to comment. Next to him is his entourage, a rangy warrior in black armor and a tech priest, dressed in red, whose face is hidden behind a brass mask. Yeah, so we didn't get an introduction on that guy. Abelard stands somewhat apart from the others, as if reluctant to approach Drivistum. Next to him is a young woman, and you notice a family resemblance between them. Okay. Once again, it's close to a 50-50. Take a guess at who is allied with whom in this tangle of snakes. Oh, we got that one, okay. Drivistum is obviously still a leader. Judging by the courtesy he's showing to young Sourback, he clearly wants to okay, we've gotten this information already. I wonder why this one was a roll and the other one was not. Which could be quite advantageous. Okay. What were you discussing just now? We were talking about the brutal Xenos raid in our fair Dargonus. So many victims, so much damage to our industries. Such a terrible shame it is that the warp currents delayed our protector's arrival. There is an acidic hint to his words, but it is too faint for you to call him to account. Judging by young Sourback's unpleasant smile, it is not just your imagination. Bro, when I showed up, everything changed. You failed while you were in charge, bro. Don't you fucking dare. Look at this guy. Hetka Sourback, sharing the sector with the blasted Xenos is impossible. I hope we respond to their raid on Dargonus with a punitive campaign. Young Sourback's smile is conceited and bloodthirsty. We're gonna look at Abelard's young relative. What is your name? We're gonna disrespect him by not addressing him immediately. Your lordship, allow me to introduce the daughter of Chancellor Clementia Versarian and my great-granddaughter, Astartia. Abelard looks solemnly upon the young woman with barely concealed pride. I am delighted to witness you, your lordship. Astartia bows, keeping her observant and intelligent eyes trained on you. Modesty forbids my esteemed forebear to say this himself, so I will. Our entire family is grateful to you for wishing to see someone of Versarian blood at your side as you claim your inheritance. Oh, that's sweet. Drivistum exchanges telling glances with young Sourback, who, judging by his face, is suddenly finding the collar of his expensive frock coat uncomfortably tight. If any of these people do anything to the Versarian family, I swear to God, I will raise my entire capital planet to destroy them. I will do it. I will do it. And the rest of your kin, Abelard, where are they? Oh, I did the wrong one. I hope the Versarian family gives Abelard the credit he deserves. Absolutely, your lordship. We greatly respect him for his wisdom, and he repays us with attention and kindness, she says warmly. That's so sweet. I am obliged, dear Astartia. It looks like Abelard is somewhat embarrassed by the turn this conversation has taken. And the rest of your kin, Abelard? They are in the city, preoccupied with running the festivities and watching over some of the more crucial services. No incidents can be allowed to ruin your ceremony. Astartia frowns and adds peevishly, I asked the esteemed Abelard to put me to some important task too, but he bid me to attend the reception, where I can do nothing to serve your lordship. Sourback smirks. If I had known, I too would have asked Abelard to let you miss the party. Bro, can I like, I want to give like a soft backhanded comment to him that like isn't too much, you know, but like enough to put him in his place. How are you all finding the reception? Okay, I wasn't sure if I was still talking to Astartia or not. It is difficult to put into words, your lordship. Never before have I seen such a grand and striking ceremony. Astartia's voice sounds passionate and inspired, and her eyes shine with barely contained excitement. He's just a proud grandpa. How old is she supposed to be? She looks fairly old, but I suppose she could be like a teenager or something. But I was so much more amazed by your generosity. The provisions that are being handed out in the streets of the capital will make the difference between life and death for many of those who lost everything in the Xenos attack. Okay, Gaprak, perception succeeded. Young Gaprak keeps staring at Astardia curiously and a little bashfully. It seems the boy likes her. Okay, interesting. I don't know how your dad feel about it, but at least one of the younger Gapraks. I don't know who's who or what their ages are, so it's hard for me to figure out if this is an older Gaprak. Like, are you an adult? Are you an adult? Who's who? Who's who? So this has got to be the Vincent Gaprak, right? So this is probably the older one. Yeah. Father, son. Okay, cool. Pretty sure. Vicent, not Vincent. I'll probably call him Vincent anyway. So you wish to become my servant as well? Astardia flushes and starts talking quickly and with fire in her voice. It would seem that she finds work-related conversations far more interesting than court gossip. Of course, I've been working on a project for the last 4 years. We could set up... Trevistum. Enough, Astardia. I highly doubt that his lordship is interested in listening to the fantasies of a young woman about how to run his protectorate. Bro, you shut your mouth. Abelard shoots Trevistum a glare so dark and bloodthirsty that the latter instinctively starts looking for the nearest ward. Oh, here it is. Here's the backhandedness. This is exactly why I wanted to be a persuasion MC, is because of shit like this. Hold your tongue, Urban. I decide who may speak and who may not. Please continue, Astardia. Heartened, Astardia continues in the tone of a seasoned administrative clerk. Our suggestion is to set up a chain of stations in the void, plasma beacons that would signal the passing ships. By placing them in logistically sound locations, we could simplify our ships' routes so that they may split long warp jumps into a series of safer, shorter jumps from one beacon to another. This would have a positive effect on the overall safety of journeys and the accessibility of colonies. Shit, okay. New contract. Cool. More and more technical terms and percentages creep into her speech. She quotes Lex Mechanic reports and accounts of starship captains. Astardia's vigor and sharp mind are enough to silence even the most venomous of commentators. They all stand there in silence, trying to digest what she's saying. I love the Versarian family. I would kill all of these aristocrats for them. Abelard surveys the quiet nobles with triumph and then looks at his great-granddaughter with pride. Well, Astardia, enjoy your evening. Thank you, your lordship. Okay, talk to young Sourback. I see you hate Xenos with all your heart. Okay, so this is the young Sourback. Okay. Is this the older one then? Because these three are the Inquisition. I think so. Okay. I do. The pestilence against the Emperor must be exterminated. He talks ardently and smoothly like a commissar. He places his hand on the hilt of his finely adorned sword, his pale face ablaze with noble fury. Or they must be forced into servitude. Many Xenos are more useful alive and obedient than dead. The young man in Gaprak colors speaks with sagacity and gravity? Sagacity? I don't know that word. But his opinion seems to carry little weight in this circle. Okay. The Sourbacks seem to be less of an ally to me, so, like, it's a question of, like, do I want to appease him, or do I want to, like... Young Gaprak is right. The Xenos are not just a threat, they are also an opportunity. Young Gaprak accepts your praise calmly and with dignity as befits a smart boy lauded by his mother and father for his prudence. The Inquisitor standing among the guests clears his throat, quietly, but Gaprak's face instantly pales and sours. Yeah, he doesn't like that. Well, I am ready to accept your congratulations, everybody. In that case, allow me to be the first to offer them. Trevistum snaps his finger and several servants approach you with gifts. The governor points at a thin, curved Drukhari blade. My soldiers took this splendid trophy from the body of one of the Xenos commanders. The weapon is too beautiful and forbidden for anyone but your lordship. Is this a trap? Are we taking a heretical item? He wouldn't dare do that in front of the Inquisitor. I'm sorry. Okay. All I saw was severed hand and I was like, did somebody just do something as disrespectful as actually give me a severed hand while they said that they gave me something else? It's just the name of the weapon. I was like, what the hell did you just do, Urband? Young Sourback squeezes through to be the next, pushing Gaprek aside with confidence. Your lordship, House Sourback anticipates the onset of unsettled and bloody times. To make the ungodly Xenos cower at your approach, my family humbly presents you with a dozen pieces of secondary armament for your ship. Young Gaprek bows ceremoniously. House Gaprek is delighted to present you with this blessed work of the Omnissiah Smiths. May this locator matrix, which took the holy artisan an entire lifetime to create, always show you the right path. A coordinate oracle? Okay, we'll have to look at that one later. See what it actually does. Having let the aristocrats go first as a sign of deference, Abelard is the last to speak. Your lordship, House Versarion possesses no relics worthy of your acceptance, but we are rich in talented and hardworking people. As a sign of our loyalty, I humbly offer you my flesh and blood. 100 of my kin will go to colonies in your protectorate and use all their talents so that the worlds in your charge may prosper. Honestly, Abelard, you gave the best gift.
I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters: Darren York, ZTD, Knife Namaste, Kyle the Monarch, Chris Murphy, JW, Quinless, Vlado101, Andy Ford, Bruce Wizzle, Black Mamba 90, Eureka Gecko, A Happy Fat Panda, Turkeyfoot 27, Pedo Kuto, Shadow Raven, Hannah Kate the Great, The Blue Electric Cat, Emily Kuzanoa, and Nadia N. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.